What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now before we get into today's video guys, we are 10 subs away from 200. We are drawing so close to the goal of 200 subs. I know we can do it guys. 200 subs before this summer comes to an end, because the moment we get to 200 subs, I'm opening up this Korean Strike of Neos booster box in its entirety on the channel, on the hopes to potentially pull this guy, Elemental Hero Air Neos, the so-called forbidden Yu-Gi-Oh card. Is it really forbidden? I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Now, if this channel gets to 500 subs, I'm going to open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store, so be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes of potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia. The possibilities are out there, guys. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I'm going to open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull my second ever Collector's Rare. Because it wouldn't be the first time that I pulled a Collector's Rare, because I also, if you guys missed out on my Genesis Impact box opening, I pulled this. A Collector's Rare Beat Cop from the Underworld. It is absolutely beautiful. I know now the camera doesn't do it justice, because I just got blackout curtains like the other day, so I know it doesn't do it justice, but it is absolutely beautiful, and I am planning on getting this graded at some point. So with that being said guys, if you want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, sorry, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. And since I know that over 80% of you guys have not done so already, so if you guys are new to the channel, because again, over 80% of you guys are obviously new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this: who is the true NXT Heritage Cup champion? Is it Noam Dar or is it Nathan Frazer? Because for today's video, you guys see the book. You guys see it. That can only mean one thing: premium live event predictions for NXT Great American Bash. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm looking at this card. Woohoo! We got quite the stacked card for you guys today. All the titles, except for one, is being defended. And I'm gonna be honest, this is probably going to be one of the craziest premium live events we've had in quite some time. I think a lot more crazier, excuse me, than NXT Battleground. Because Battleground was pretty nuts, but this might just be as nuts. So again, question of the day: who is the true NXT Heritage Cup champion? Is it Noam Dar or is it Nathan Frazer? But I also want you guys to post in the comments as well, among the card as it sits, what are your guys' predictions for the Great American Bash? Let me know in the comments below, and let's get straight into it. Kicking things off, obviously we have a match that apparently is going to be on the kickoff show this coming Sunday. It is all the members of Metaphor, which features Noam Dar, Oro Mensah, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson against the team of the NXT Heritage Cup champion, or as he calls himself, the one true champion, Nathan Frazer, Dragon Lee, Ulysses Leon, and Valentino Feroz. This rivalry has been going on for weeks and weeks and weeks, all because of the fact that Noam Dar claims that he was not cleared to defend the title against Nathan Frazer over a month ago, and of course, you guys know Oro Mensah defended the title on Dar's behalf, and Dar lost the cup to Nathan Frazer. And as we saw last night on NXT, Noam Dar is claiming that he's the true champion. So what do we got to do? Put them in an 8-person mixed tag team match and not defend the title at the Great American Bash. I will say this though. No matter when, it's a matter of when the match gets made official between Dar and Frazer to become, for the right to become the undisputed Heritage Cup champion. No doubt in my mind, this is going to be a crazy matchup. This is probably going to be not one of the best, but it won't be one of the worst, if you will. But again, this rivalry has been going on for quite some time, and it needs to come to an end. So who am I picking? Honestly, it comes down to who has more chemistry together. And we've seen that Metaphor has had some chemistry, but we've never seen them team up together in an actual match. Where as opposed to Frazer, Lee, Leon, and Feroz, we've seen them before. We've seen them team up together a couple times in the past. So my money, if I was a betting man, I would put my money on Frazer, Dragon Lee, Ulysses Leon, and Valentina Feroz. Now we move on into a match that, honestly, my camera keeps moving, guys. I apologize. I actually have it on a stand. Here, there we go. There, that should do the trick. Anyway, sorry guys. I had to do a little adjusting. Anyway, next up we have a very interesting matchup. I did not think that we would ever see this at all. Gable Steveson and Baron Corbin. Yeah. Gable Steveson is finally gonna have his very first match in WWE. In WWE, even though he's supposed to be drafted to Raw, but apparently he's decided to stay in NXT. It's a bit weird, I know, but honestly, this is something that I literally just started just last night on NXT. Corbin believes that Gable Steveson is making the wrong choice by staying in NXT and challenging Baron Corbin to a match this Sunday at the Bash, which honestly, I don't blame Corbin for thinking that way, but if you really think about it, it's a battle between an Olympic gold medalist and a Golden Gloves boxing champion. So it's basically a brawler versus a technician, which that says a lot, because usually when we have those types of matches, usually it's the technician that sometimes wins. This one might not be any different, but let's not forget, we haven't seen Gable Steveson compete in WWE at all, so we don't know much about Gable Steveson and his fighting style. We don't know much about it. Whereas opposed to Baron Corbin's been been around for almost a decade now, and we know more about his fighting style rather than Gable Stevenson's. But it all comes down to who basically has the advantage, and I think it's got to be Baron Corbin. Corbin has an advantage based on the fact that his accomplishments literally speak for themselves. Money in the Bank, United States Champion, King of the Ring, a Constable, Monday Night Raw's Constable, Interim General Manager, the man that retired Kurt Angle in Kurt's farewell match at WrestleMania several years ago. Those accomplishments are bar none. They are just bar none. And I think that right there is what gives Corbin the advantage going into this match. So, my money is on Baron Corbin. Now we move into a match that we just found out will be Weapons Wild. It is Roxanne Perez and Blair Davenport. This is actually Blair's first premium live event on U.S. soil. We saw what Blair Davenport was capable of when she first bursted on the scene in WWE back in NXT UK, and that right there, the matches that she had overseas in the UK against women the likes of Xia Brookside, Mako Satomura, Eliza Alexander, Amel, women like Danny Luna, just to name a few. She dominated NXT UK with an iron fist without the title, and that's saying a lot, because on the last episode of NXT UK, she actually won a fatal 4-way for the right to challenge for the NXT UK women's title. But because that NXT UK was gonna shut down, they ended up making it a triple threat to unify both the NXT and the NXT UK women's titles, which obviously was won by Mandy Rose, obviously. And now we enter Roxanne Perez. This whole year for Roxanne has been absolutely wild. No pun intended with the name Weapons Wild. I mean, think about it. She took Mako Satomura to the absolute limit at Roadblock and actually defeated her. She, excuse me. She had a huge showing at NXT Stand and Deliver, and now she has this to deal with. Blair Davenport. Blair, here's the thing. Blair is one of the baddest chicks you will ever see in NXT. Arguably one of the baddest chicks you will ever see in NXT. And she wants a different side. She wanted a different side of Roxanne Perez that no one had ever seen, and we actually got that over the weekend. Over the weekend, when Roxanne attacked Blair Davenport from behind at a convenience store. At a convenience store in Orlando. So now it all boils down this Sunday at the Bash, and honestly, the advantage has to go to Roxanne, and the reason being is because the last time she was in a Weapons Wild match, it was last year at Halloween Havoc against Cora Jade, and Cora did not stand a chance. But this is Blair Davenport we're talking about here. She's a woman who will not give a damn who you are or what you're capable of in the ring. All she cares about is proving to the world that NXT's women's division is her division. But it's not. The NXT women's division belongs to Tiffany Stratton as the NXT Women's Champion. As long as Tiffany Stratton has the title, Blair Davenport doesn't run the women's division. Yes, she has seeped fear into the eyes of all the women on the roster. Roxanne Perez isn't afraid of Blair Davenport, so I'm putting my money on Roxanne. I think we're gonna be seeing a much more dangerous, a much more vicious side of Roxanne that we've ever seen at all. So that is going to be a very interesting match to say the very least. But speaking of Tiffany Stratton, she will be defending the NXT Women's title in a rematch against Thea Hale in a submission match. And what I find interesting is that when it comes to a submission match, the crazy thing is that there are literally no pinfalls, no countouts, no DQ. Only way to win is by submission only. You have to tap out your opponent. That's it. And we've seen over the last month or so, we've seen Thea Hale compete in matches where she has utilized the Kimura lock, which obviously was made famous by guys like Brock Lesnar and guys like Matt Riddle on the main roster. And I think that's what's gonna give Thea Hale a massive advantage, because of the fact that she learned the submission game from both Charlie Dempsey and Andrew Gulak. And what I find even more interesting is that we have never seen Tiffany Stratton use a submission before. So this is going to be interesting to see what submissions Tiffany Stratton is going to have up her sleeve. Maybe we might see something we've never seen before. A sleeper, Boston Crab, figure four. The possibilities are out there. Even perhaps Hell's Gate, an STF, a triangle. The possibilities are out there, but again, the advantage and the victory definitely needs to go to Thea, because if she wins, she'll become the youngest women's champion in NXT history at just 19. Think about that, guys. 19 years old. Who would be the second youngest? None other than both Roxanne Perez and Paige at just 21. And that's saying a lot, guys. That's saying a lot. So, my money is on Thea Hale. Next up, we've got the NXT Tag Team titles between the champions Gallus, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang against the D'Angelo family, Channing Stacks, Lorenzo, and of course the Dawn of NXT, Tony D'Angelo. And what I find interesting as well, you look at Tony D, he's probably one of the most over superstars in NXT, because a lot of people didn't really like Tony D'Angelo all that much when he first started in NXT. What was it, like last year? Couple of years ago? Yeah, nobody, a lot of people didn't really like him. They didn't like his style, but over time he basically became LA Knight. He became a different, he basically became LA Knight, where he slowly got over with the fans, and the fans are loving what Tony D'Angelo is doing. And with Tony now, now free from jail, and he and Stacks have a shot at the tag titles. This is their one chance to prove why they should have been the ones to become tag team champions at Stand and Deliver. But Gallus, they won't be taking shit from anyone. They are gonna hit hard and hit often, and they're gonna do everything in their power to ensure that they actually walk out of of Texas as the NXT Tag Team Champions, but Stacks and D'Angelo, knowing them, they probably got a trick or two up their sleeve, but my money is on Gallus. But now we move on into the NXT title match between the champion Carmelo Hayes and of course the challenger Ilya Dragunov. I'm assuming this will be the main event, but there's another match as well that was actually the first match announced, but we'll get to that later on. But we will get to that here in a bit. But what I find interesting, what I find unique about this match is that you've got two popular superstars. You got Ilya Dragunov, you got Carmelo Hayes. Both have been champion in the past. Ilya Dragunov became NXT UK champion by defeating Gunther in what was it, at TakeOver 36, was it? Excuse me. Yeah, I believe it was NXT TakeOver 36, which was the last NXT TakeOver before they just switched things up a bit, I guess. And then you got Carmelo Hayes, who his accomplishments speak for themselves. Breakout tournament winner, two-time North American champion, Cruiserweight champion, NXT champion. He's a Triple Crown champion in NXT, and as we saw last night in that six-man tag between these two and Trick Williams against, obviously, Schism, there's a lot of tension between Dragunov and Trick Williams. One thing that we can speculate is a potential heel turn from potentially either Carmelo Hayes or Ilya Dragunov. I'm assuming it's probably gonna be Carmelo Hayes that we might see a heel turn, because of the fact that when he cashed in his breakout tournament contract for the NXT North American title, he immediately turned heel, and it was because of Trick Williams. But over time, the fans started to realize, hey, this guy's good. This guy is extremely entertaining. He knows what to do in the ring. And the NXT title basically proves that he knows what he's doing. But then again, so does Ilya Dragunov. Dragunov has traveled all over the world for so long. He has won more championships on the independent scene all across Europe and all across the UK and whatnot than Carmelo Hayes has in NXT. And that's saying a lot. So when you have two popular superstars like Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov, who do you pick? That right there is the big question. Honestly, as big of a fan as I am of Ilya Dragunov, I think we're gonna be seeing something out of Carmelo Hayes that we haven't seen at all. Because think about this, guys. Think about this. When he took Braun Breaker to the limit at Stand and Deliver, it was an instant classic from both of those men. We haven't seen anything like that in quite some time. This match might not be any different, but only time will tell. We will have to wait this Sunday. But if I was a betting man, I would say still champion Carmelo Hayes. But now we move on into the last match of the card. It is a triple threat match for the NXT North American title between the challengers Mustafa Ali and Wes Lee, and the champion Dominic Mysterio. Here's the thing. Here's what I find so weird about this match. It was originally supposed to have been Wes Lee and Mustafa Ali. Those two one-on-one. Last week on NXT, Dominic defeated Wes Lee with the help of the Judgment Day, and now he's prancing all over Raw, all over SmackDown, all over NXT, saying, hey, I'm a champion. That means I'm better than you. Here's the thing, even Dom knows. Even Dom knows in the world of professional wrestling, whether you're in WWE, New Japan, Impact, wherever, there's an old saying. There's actually, I think there are 3 old sayings. The first one is the title doesn't make the man makes the title. Meaning that the man has to make the title mean something. Put honor and prestige into that title. Pour your heart and soul into that title and prove to the world why you are the best. Why you are the champion. Wes Lee did exactly that. The second old saying, if I remember correctly, it's... And this only I think this works as a champion, but it goes, you're only as good as your last title defense. It's just as simple. And the third is something that I honestly believe Dom is never going to understand. To get respect, you have to give respect. I don't think Dom is ever going to understand that because of the fact that he's disrespected his father for so long. Nothing he does or says surprises us at all. But this match is definitely a match that Dom needs to prove. He needs to prove to himself and the whole world why he deserves to be the North American champion. But there's no way if he wins, it'll just be a fluke. Let's just be real. But I'm putting my money on Wes Lee. I think Wes Lee, this is his chance to show the world what he can truly do when he's that fired up. We saw how fired up he was last night on NXT. So I think we're gonna see something out of Wes Lee we have never ever seen before. But guys, that's it. That's gonna do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more premium live event predictions and results in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.